thanks for stopping back by Wild Bird Creative. I'm starting with a simple mask project for today's journal page. This is just a bit of foam that had circles, and when all the circles were used up, I didn't want to get rid of the foam in typical mixed media artist manner. So I thought I'm going to use it as a stencil of sorts. I've used it on the gel plate before. It's just kind of fun, and it gives you perfect little circles to work with. So I'm going to start with some Dylusions ink spray. This is crushed grape, and I've just got the area somewhat masked off. I think I'm going to add a little bit more up here just because overspray happens, and then once it does, there's really nothing you can do about it. So let me just get these last couple corners covered up, and I'm just going to give it a spritz. And I'm not going for total coverage, I'm just going for some coverage. So each circle will be a little different, and that's what I want. Let's see, I think I like it like that. Let me come on this side and just hold this down. Say, doing it with my left hand is not the best. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to take just a scrap of paper and lay it on top just to absorb the overspray. And then I'll have something here too to tear up later. Let me get rid of my loose bits. And now let me just try to lift this up as carefully as I can. I did put some painter's tape on the back side. Oh, I have one dribble, but let's see. Let me grab a paper towel, put it over the top, and just brayer over this to absorb a little more. I'm a little disappointed with that, but you know what? It's okay. And now it's dry and ready to go. I did also put a piece of parchment paper underneath just to make sure that it didn't soak through unexpectedly. I didn't think it would because this is pretty heavy paper. But now what I'm going to do is just do some lines. Just very loose. This happens to be just, let's see, Artist Loft Pastel Green. And let's grab some, how about some orange? Just get some fun lines in here. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna come in and make just some additional marks. Here and there. Let's see, let's go, don't have anything here. And then, you know, let's do some in this one. There we go, just a few more fun things. And now what I'm going to do is just add some more little details. Just some fun things. And it's just going to be, oh, little bits of text maybe. It doesn't really have to be anything in particular. Boy, that piece is really, really old and just falling apart as I touch it. Let's see. It's going to take a little bit. You know, you have to look at everything when you're doing this. I've got a little piece of orange right here that I think I'm going to add right there. And this is just an old piece of tissue that I used spray ink and then cleaned the stencil off. Oh, that looks great on there. Let's see, I'm sure somewhere on the table I have more of that. Here it is. Let's get a little piece here, maybe a little bit thicker piece. And I could be wetting it, but I happen to know that these are inks that are going to run if they get wet, so I don't really want to do that. But I do like the way they look on this. Let's see, I think I'll just do this side. Put it right up there. Brayer both of those in place. They have a nice pop. I think right next to them, maybe I'll use this. I'm not sure yet. This is really just a fun bit of experimentation just to see how things fit. I'm going to lay stuff down. I'll pick things up as I decide what works and what doesn't. That's part of the fun of just creating with no idea of what it is that you want. I have all kinds of papers laying around. I have bits of music, which I use an awful lot. I'm not sure I want to use that this time. Here's another piece of that. You know, I kind of like the blue. That's really neat. Oh, hard to pick him up, though. Let's leave him there. Let me bring over one of my scrap bins, which is always a dangerous thing to do because it is just filled. So there's this that has some nice colors in it. And I'm just going to tear things. I'm not being fussy about this. I'm not going for specific things. I'm just looking for what has a good feel to it. Kind of like that on there. I know I'm gonna like this on here because it's got a little bit of sparkle to it. And keep digging through my box here. I know I keep coming back to music bits, but I'm not sure that's what I want. See, as I'm layering it up, you can see that it's becoming less about the circles and more about what's going on around them. And just having fun. That's all I'm doing. I've got a piece of tissue here. Half the fun of mixed media is just messing around with things and seeing what works. You really never know until you start layering things up how stuff is going to look. You kind of have to dive in and, as they say, trust the process. I'm not finding what I want in this particular bin. I might need to grab another one. Never fear, there's always one handy. Let's stick in here. Just don't have any of this green in here, but that may be okay because it's a really nice, bright, bold color against that purple. And if I wanted, I could also use this in here. But anyhow, let's keep going and see how things come together. Now these are the ones I'm not sure about. I'm afraid they're not bold enough. So let me dig around here and see what else I have that might be a good option. That's not it. Let's tear this and see how it looks. Don't really love the way that tore, but maybe I can get a few pieces out of it. No, that's the wrong color. See, all I'm doing is I'm just trying things. I'm just seeing what I like, what works, what has that pop of interest that really looks nice. I've got these. I'm almost afraid that this is too orange against that, though. Let's see. I think those have to go. Now I'm not so sure about these. Let me take a moment, dig some more stuff out, and I'll be right back. Okay, here is my final layout. Let me get these stuck down. I found in this turquoise the actual print in addition to where I cleaned the stencil off. So that gives me kind of a cool feel, I think. I like it. I mean, it's just an art journal page. It's not for anybody else. It's just to inspire you to grab any notebook you have. It does not have to be a fancy mixed media one. It can be pretty much anything. I like the way it has obscured some of it, but let other parts through. And now I just have a couple spots. I'm almost thinking maybe a circle. So let me see. Let me grab just this scrap of paper and just punch out just a few circles, and let's just see. Oh, I kind of like how that looks. That looks kind of neat. And let's see, I've got one here. I might have to tear this a little bit in order to get to it, but that's okay. Get right in here and get that detail. It's almost time to sharpen my paper punches. I'm going to move him up a little bit just so I can fit a circle in there too. Let me grab my shears and get rid of the little bit of fuzz on him. It's just kind of driving me nuts. It's not a big thing, it's just a me thing. I like the way that brings out just that little bit of roundness from the background again. And I think I will just finish it up with some music and some rubber stamping.